So what's going on, guys? It's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now today's video is going to be about a 500k squad builder for the Premier League, or it's just the most overpowered squad, because so many people ask me for these type of squad builders, so I thought I'd bring it for you just when the FUT Champions Weekend League started for this week. But before we get into that, guys, I would appreciate it if you could drop a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any videos like this one. And with that aside, guys, let's get into this squad builder. Now let me just say, this starts as a 4-3-2-1 and switches to a 4-1-2-1-2 in game. This is just so you keep all of your players on full chemistry, and you know, it's just the most efficient way of doing it in my opinion. But yeah, let's get right into the first player in this team. The first player in this team is going to be none other than Anthony Marcial. And don't tell me you guys are surprised. This guy is an absolute joke. He's so overpowered. I still use him now. As you can see, I bought him for 86k ages ago. He's like 40k now. He's done very well for me in 360 games. He's got me 268 goals and 176 assists. Now, I think that's a very good return for such a cheap card nowadays. Yep, so that's why he is the first player in this team. For some reason, he just seems to be able to do everything. He feels so much higher rated than he is, and he's definitely one of my favourite players, and I still use him now. Now, moving on to the next player in this team is a player I haven't really used since the start of this game, but I'm sure you all know how good he is, and that is Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City. Now again, this guy was very expensive at the start of the game, but his price has declined quite a bit and is now about 40k as well. Don't worry guys, I did calculate the price for this whole team before I recorded this video, so I knew what price range it was, and it is around 500k. So yeah, we have Gabriel Jesus up front because he's got a very, very nice card. His dribbling's very good, decent composure, great ball control, decent stamina, decent finishing, great pace, you know, great attack positioning, and that 4-star. So he's a very, very good card in my opinion. I struggle against him a lot because he just seems to be able to do everything. Now, moving on to the right forward, he's not actually going to play as a right forward, he's actually going to play as the cam in this team. So these two players are going to be your two strikers, and this guy is going to be your cam. So if you're wondering why this pick might be a bit strange for the position, then that's why, because he's not actually playing in a winger role. So the next player is Henrikh Mkhitaryan, and if you're wondering why I've picked him at cam, it's because of that 5-star weak foot, and he's a great card for like, what, 16, 20k, something like that. He's got decent pace, to be fair, decent attack positioning, great shot power, decent long shots, decent finishing, decent vision, great agility, great balance, great ball control, great dribbling, great stamina. So he's just a really, really good card, and I feel like he'll fit the cam role very well, especially at 5'10". He's a decent height too, so that's why we've gone with Henrikh Mkhitaryan, because he is a very versatile player in that midfield, very unpredictable because of his 5-star weak foot, and yeah. That's the next player, guys. Also, I may have to remind you to convert him to a right forward, otherwise he won't get full chemistry, but I'm sure you guys know that. Now, moving on to the first centre mid is a player which is, you know, I'm pretty sure you all know this one's coming. It is the most overpowered defensive midfielder in the game by far, in my opinion, and it is Tiemoue Kyoko from Chelsea. The reason we've gone for him is because he's actually going to play in the CDM role. He costs about 6k now. I bought him ages ago. And if people wonder why I lose so much money on players, it's just because I can't be bothered to sell them. It doesn't really bother me. Like, I've lost about 100k on a couple of players in like, what, a few months now, a couple of months. So it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, the reason we've gone with Bakayoko is because he's got very good height. He's 6'1", decent pace, especially with a shadow chem style, great strength, great aggression, great stamina, great tackling. He's just an absolute rock, guys. So I highly suggest you get him and play him in the CDM role in this formation. The shooting doesn't really matter because your CDM's not meant to attack anyway. That's why we have him. Now, moving on to the next central midfielder, it's the most expensive player in this team, and I'm sure you guys might also know who this is. it is N'Golo Kante from Chelsea. I also use this card a lot as well. Yeah, just a great player in general on FIFA and in real life. He's got decent pace, great balance, great short passing, great composure, great tackling, great aggression, amazing stamina. This guy is just an absolute beast. He does all the dirty work for me, especially in that right central midfield role, because that's where we're going to play him. He seems to just be able to run everywhere and not like run out of stamina. His finishing's also decent, to be fair. It's not as bad as it was last year. So yeah, that's why we have Kante, guys. Now, moving on to the left central midfielder, we have a player from Manchester United. No, it's not Paul Pogba, because that would be way out of the price range. We have, where is he? Ander Herrera. Now, if you're wondering why we're picking this guy, it's again because he has decent height. He's 6 foot tall. Very balanced stats, which you want in this central midfield role. So he's got great stamina, great aggression, great composure, great dribbling, great passing, great vision, great balance, decent finishing, decent pace. And with a shadow on, guys, this guy can be very decent indeed, or a hunter, whatever you prefer. So that's why we have these three midfielders, because two of them are very well rounded. So you have Herrera playing your left central mid and Kante playing your right central mid. If this is confusing you guys, I will show you what they look like in the 4-1-2-1-2 after, so you know what you need to switch to. So yeah, that's the first 6 players of the team. Now moving on to the left back, we have a player from Spurs, and that is, do we have him in the club? Yes, we do. Danny Rose. Now, I used this guy at the start of the game. I thought he was solid. He did really well for me. He seems to be quite strong. He seems to be stronger than he actually is in this in his actual card, but he's got very good aggression, great tackling, great reactions, decent pace, great crossing. So he's not the best, but for this team, I think he does all right. I think he's a decent left back in this game. I liked him a lot at the start. And yeah, he's actually got a decent card, guys, so I suggest you go and pick him up. If you have a few more coins, maybe you could go for like Sead Kolasinac from Arsenal, because he's an absolute beast. I got him in my rewards yesterday. Go and check them out if you haven't seen them already. They weren't the best, but we got some decent cards. Now, the first centre-back is from... I'm just going to type his name in. It's Virgil Van Dijk anyway. And this guy seems to be an absolute god against me. I don't know why. I can't get past him most of the time. He's 6'4", decent pace, great pace actually, decent shooting to be fair for a centre back, great composure, great tackling, great interceptions, great strength. He's very strong indeed, decent stamina, decent aggression. Yeah, Virgil van Dijk is an absolute beast for how cheap he is. He's about 16k. I highly suggest you pick him up because he's a great centre-back in this game. I used him for a few games, but I switched team. That's why I got rid of him. Now, the other centre-back, you can probably tell who's coming out. It is Henrikh Mkhitaryan from Manchester United. Now, this guy is one of the best defenders in the entire game, in my opinion. He has great pace, great defending stats, great strength, great aggression, decent stamina, great jumping. You know, this guy, I don't know what is so good about him, but he's just amazing. It might just be his well-rounded stats. But Henrikh Mkhitaryan, I just absolutely love this guy. He's in my team currently as well, and I don't know, he's just amazing in my opinion. So I highly suggest you get him in this team because he's so good, especially alongside Van Dijk. Now, moving on to the right back, guys, we have another great player which I still use, and that is Kyle Walker. Now, the reason we've gone for Kyle Walker is because he's 6 foot tall. He's got great pace, incredible pace actually, incredible jumping, incredible stamina, decent strength, decent aggression, great tackling stats. Yeah, this guy is a beast in my opinion. I love him to bits, not in a gay way. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but you know, I use him all the time. I feel like he's a great player. I really enjoy using him. He offers me quite a lot of attacking support down the right when I need it at times, but you know, he's very solid defensively, so I highly suggest you get him. You could also go for Antonio Valencia, but you know, I haven't really used him that much. I just stick to Kyle Walker. Now moving into the goalkeeper position is actually the cheapest player in this whole team, but the reason we made the goalkeeper the cheapest is because I feel like it's the least important position in the game, especially with how poor goalkeepers are. If goalkeeper stats actually made that much of a difference, then maybe we'd have a more expensive goalkeeper. But the goalkeeper we're using is Asmir Begovic from Bournemouth, sorry, I was about to say Stoke. And the reason we've gone for him is because he's great height, 6'6", and he's got very good goalkeeping stats for what you get, because he's like 1K, I do believe. 6'6", like that's just mental. So I feel like Begovic does a very, very good job in goal. Now, yeah, that's the team, guys. So if you're wondering what the team will look like in game, this is what it will look like. We have Herrera on the left, Conte on the right, Bakayoko in the middle. We also have Mkhitaryan in the middle, and Marcial and Jesus as the two strikers. The reason we've gone for this setup is because Jesus and Marcial are very quick. Mkhitaryan's got a great 5-star weak foot, which makes him very unpredictable and can basically do everything. He's also got great passing stats and decent long shots, so I feel like he fits that role perfectly. Herrera's at left centre mid because of his well-rounded stats. Bakayoko's at CDM because of his poor shooting and his great defensive stats. Kante's at right centre mid because of his ability to get up and down the pitch, and his stats are also very good, and the rest stays the same. But anyway, guys, that just about sums it up for this video. If you have enjoyed this video or found it informative, I would appreciate it if you could drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any videos like this one. Also, be sure to let me know what video you want to see next, because I'm always open to suggestions. And with that aside, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and I will catch you all later. Peace.